Happy Halloween.
Oh my God, I
Keep
know.
forgetting it's actually Halloween.
I did not get anything for Rosie to dress up as.
We completely failed. Like I didn't end up going to the party because I was like, I've just still been like coughing so much and I just don't want to like get anyone sick and be like hawking up loogies at the party. Gross.
Yeah.
So I just didn't end up dressing them up or anything. So I guess I'm just gonna return it all or wait till next year.
I hate the obligation of having to dress your dog up for
I
Halloween.
know.
Like I just feel like because of Instagram, like I have to have this cool costume.
It's such a social media thing every holiday.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
And then I kind of like I don't really care, but then I see other people doing cool stuff and I'm like, "Oh dang, I wish I did something
know.
cool."
I'm like, damn, I wish I would have thought of that.
And then there's like some where it's like you're almost like too late. Like that ghost trend.
Wait, is your
so
mic
cute.
in, Britt?
I don't know.
It sounds like it's from your computer. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't even post a ghost picture. I forgot.
Oh,
Like I have them from last year. I could have reused, but
I literally bought sheets in 2019. Like I have sheets to take the ghost pictures.
And
I
just
from
never took
2019.
ghost pictures, literally in 2019. Like they're in our guest room closet. I never follow through with anything in life.
Yeah. It's just like you think you have all this time and then all of a sudden it catches up to you and you're like, oh shoot. I suck at planning early.
I was thinking like it really made me want like next year for our Halloween episode we should dress up together. Even if it's virtual, we should do it.
Yeah,
that would be cute. I like that.
Because like when I like never want to go out. Actually I do. Like I love Halloween. I love dressing up and stuff. But I don't love like parties, I guess. But I love doing it still. But so the next morning, like when I didn't do anything, like going through and looking at everybody's stories and stuff, it makes me sad. I always have FOMO.
Yeah. Chelsea and JC were cracking me up.
I was
dressed up as old
dying.
men.
It was so funny.
They just like the way that they were talking was so funny. I could have watched like a million TikToks of them dressed like.
I know.
What did they dress up as?
Bald old men with these big huge mustaches and like oversized suits and briefcases, and they were like talking like them. You should go look it up on TikTok.
And the bald cap is like too big, so it's like just tied in the back. Like it looks like a little ponytail.
And they were like kind of talking.
Oh,
they had like funny accents. I don't know. It was so funny.
They did the whole thing right.
Yeah, like misogynistic old men.
That's good.
Are you guys doing anything tonight?
No,
I'm going to my mom's house.
We thought we should maybe like buy candy.
Yeah. Probably. I always leave. I turn off my porch lights and leave my house before anyone can like, I don't know if trick-or-treaters ever come to my house because I'm like, that's so awkward for me.
Yeah, I don't. We leave just a like bucket outside and say to take a few.
Yeah.
But we literally get like 2 or 3 people usually. But no.
That's what we were like thinking about doing is just like put it outside.
All of my neighbors,
nobody annoying.
Like I have a triangle of neighbors that all have kids, so I should maybe get candy. I don't know. But I feel like my neighborhood is the neighborhood that you leave and go to a different neighborhood to trick or treat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not gonna do anything. Except I watched Hocus Pocus and it was so cute.
The second one?
I liked it better than the first one.
Me too. Yeah. I watched it again this weekend on the projector outside. And like the first time I watched it, I didn't pay that much attention to it. But this time I was like actively watching it. And it is so good.
I loved it. Like I thought it was so cute.
I need to watch it now.
And stuff. Like I liked it more than the first one.
Me too.
I thought it was so cute.
Because I watched the first one in Colorado, fully paid attention to it all. And I was like, this is so cheesy. I can't believe how big it is. But like the second one was so good.
Did they bring people back for the second one? Or is it all new people?
No, all the witches, the same, like Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler. I don't know who the brunette one is.
I don't know her real name.
But yeah, they look exactly the same. They're so cute.
It was. I think Sarah Jessica Parker did have a little bit of Carrie in her. Like she was like not acting as much like a witch.
Yeah.
She had a little Sex in the City vibes.
Yeah.
But it was still really good. I loved it.
In the end, like it just was like a good heartfelt
I know, it's so
family
cute.
movie.
Oh, but then I wanted to talk about where the crawdads sing. That's what I wrote down.
Yes.
It was so good. Like, you guys would love it.
Have you read the book?
Yeah, I read it, but I read it like the year it first came out. So I don't even know how long ago that was. Like at least 4 or 5 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
When did that movie come out?
The same time Elvis did.
Earlier this year. Yeah, I went and saw it with my sister in the theater.
Did you like it as much?
Yeah, I forgot. I think I didn't love it because I always loved the book more.
Yeah.
But it was really good. And I had forgotten a bunch of stuff that happened. So I was like, was this in the book or not?
That's what I kept forgetting too, is like I didn't remember like if it was different than the book at some parts. So I think that's why I liked it more, because I wasn't like picking apart like, oh, this wasn't the same. It wasn't as good.
Yeah, but I feel like that stayed pretty true to the book. Like everything was pretty similar.
I feel like that's an essential thing. Like, it's kind of nice to like enjoy the movie for what the movie is and like the book for what the book is. And if there's like too much like comparison, then it's just like,
it just ruins it.
Yeah,
because people get so picky, but movies and books do have to be different. Like it can't be the exact same as a book is written, or else it'll not be as good.
Yeah.
The other thing too is that like everyone's like, you create your own movie like in your head as you're reading. So like,
that's the problem.
It's always up to like interpretation for like how people are, and if like the character that you imagined.
I think they did a really good job in the movie creating the environment. Like the scene was totally what I was picturing, like the swamp and her house and all that stuff.
Same. I agree.
So
that's why I think I liked him.
Yeah.
Did you finish the D'Amelio show?
Yes. Are you watching it?
Finish the whole thing? Wait, is the whole season out?
Yeah. They came out 2 at a time, so it was like only a 5-week run or something, maybe 4 weeks.
Yeah. And the episodes were only like 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So they're very short.
I really like them. I like their I love families. And like I just
like seeing the behind the scenes of like a family.
Yeah, I just love family dynamics. I'm much more into that than like seeing stupid dating, like watching dating reality shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, well, I mean, they're influencers, so it's fun to see how big it can get. And I just think I love how open Dixie is about her mental health. I feel so bad for her.
I know. Well, I actually, going back to your thing about the families, maybe that's one reason why I don't like any of like The Bachelor. Like, I used to watch it, but I don't like it anymore. So maybe like that's why I like the Kardashians and the D'Amelio show, because I like the family aspect of it versus like dating. And I feel like a lot of reality shows are like around dating, or like they're like other things. They're not like family oriented. But I think that like it was cool to see the evolution of like last year versus this year, and like how much more confident like both of the girls are, and like how much more they're like, we're doing what we want to do, and like we're gonna just kind of drown out the noise as much as possible, like even though it's like so hard for them.
Yeah, they're so young. But I think like how Dixie is like fully a musician, like seeing all of that is so cool too, like how hard she works. We didn't see as much as like Charlie's work ethic in this season, but I mean,
wait, but what about her music? Wasn't that in it?
Charlie's?
Yeah,
there was like, she didn't want to tell Dixie that she wanted to try out music because she didn't want to like interfere with Dixie's passion, and you know, everybody on social media will compare them and be like, oh, you know how social media is. They're just gonna like compare the two if they're both doing music. But
I thought it was interesting though, like at the beginning when she was kind of talking about music, I liked that she was like, I want to just do this for me and like see if I like it, and like if it's something I want to turn into a business, or like if it's something I just want to enjoy for myself, and like, you know, jam out in a studio and like record songs that I like and I'm proud of, and like maybe I don't share it with the world. Because I think that there's so much pressure to do that in everything that we do. And it's like, there is some things that we can keep for ourselves.
Yeah. It makes me jealous how much resources she has, like that she can just drop a hit single because she feels like it. When there are so many musicians just like struggling to even like book a coffee shop gig or something, who have been doing this for years, and like Charlie can just be like, I want to try my hand at a single.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so true.
But I think it's cool. They also like, I think they made like a point of like telling people that like she was paying for it like herself.
Yeah, that is
like
yeah,
she
exactly.
was like paying for the studio, like, you know, voice lessons
her
and
coaches.
all of that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if they shared how much it all costed.
That would be cool.
I'd like to know that.
I'm sure they would just get like
Seriously.
torn apart though for that, which just sucks because they really shouldn't.
True. Yeah, they shouldn't though, because that's just like costs of things.
Yeah.
But I also like, I love seeing kind of like how they set up all of their businesses, because it's like they are diversifying so much more that they like they have a clothing brand, they have like, or it's like Charlie has like a son, Dixie has music, like they have YouTube, they have like the show, they have like all these different things. And like I like that they show how many different people are like supporting them on a regular basis, because I think that sometimes like I feel like in the Kardashians you don't really see like all the different people. Like you see some people, but you don't see everyone. And you literally see like they have like a day-to-day manager, they have their manager, they have like tons of different people that are like supporting them on a regular basis. So it's like this is something that's so different, and it's not like really to be compared to, because it's like most people don't have that
so true
set of resources and support on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you finish? Are you caught up on the Kardashians?
Yeah.
What was the last episode?
Them.
I love it too.
What were they doing in the last? Kim did that skin shoot with the
with the models.
Secret models.
Yeah,
that was so cool. Cute. I think Heidi is adorable.
Yeah, that was. I just love them all so cute, so much.
I can't with Tyra. Have you guys seen Tyra hosting Dancing with the Stars?
No.
She messes up so much. Like she messes up so frequently. And we haven't watched this season, but like Landon Barker or whatever was there watching Charlie. And she was like announcing, and she's like, yeah, and we got the Barkers, we got Logan Barker, and she like called him Logan on the stage, and they like showed him, and he's like they're like all laughing that they called him Logan. And then the next week she goes to correct it, and she's like, I'm so sorry, last week I called him Landon, his name's actually Logan. Like she messes up again.
Oh my god,
it's so bad.
I watched her.
What's going on with her?
I watched when she hosted America's Got Talent, but
she was a little better on America's Got Talent.
Yeah,
but she
a little
still, bit. I don't know what's going on with her. Something's definitely up.
Okay, I do have a question about her though. So like on America's Next Top Model, all the like controversial things that she said and did on the show, did she ever come out with like statements about like that time period? And like how is she not like, I mean, there's so many other people that are canceled. And like, I'm just wondering like how she's still like very, very relevant in.
Wait, that's actually such a good question. I feel like America's Next Top Model said something, but maybe they didn't even.
What did she, like, what's an example?
Statement. They did like blackface and
that. Yeah. Or
like they would do shoots where they would like full like do other cultures and things, where just now it would be like not chill. Or like
I think just the comments like about bodies and like appearance and everything, like, and how it was done was very like
Abby Lee Miller still has a show, and she was commenting on the bodies of 8 and 10-year-olds.
That's true. It's also like the time was so different. Like that's just like kind of how it was.
Maybe if Tyra started becoming the world's most famous celebrity again, then people would start trying to tear her down. But since she's just like hosting Dancing with the Stars, like people aren't like trying to destroy her.
That's a very good point. She's just kind of like flying under the radar.
Yeah.
Not like under the radar, but she's not like trying to do anything big.
Yeah. Well, body comments are a good lead into our topic today. Thanks for the lead up. Welcome back to another episode of So Glad We're Friends. I'm Maggie.
I'm Devin.
I'm Brittany.
Okay, so Maggie says her name. I say my name really quickly after, and then Brittany goes, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I cut
I'm
it
Brittany.
too.
Do I always do that?
I even cut it. Like I cut in the pause in between, so that way there's
So
not
it
as
makes
long
me
of a
laugh
break.
every time. I'm always like, is she gonna say it quicker? And then you were always like, I'm Brittany.
Do I do like the millennial pause on everything?
Yes.
What is the millennial pause?
You guys,
I've never heard of that.
I don't know how to stop it though.
I think you do that on your
Truly.
TikToks too.
I do it. I
Wait,
do.
What is that?
Oh yeah.
It's like,
well, I try and cut it out of my TikToks.
yeah. Well, do you
it
see
cuts
how
down my
Gen
videos
Z
from like whatever, like it probably cuts out like at least 10 seconds of every video.
Gen Z edits their TikTok so that it almost cuts off the first word of every sentence when they're editing. Like if you notice. But like the millennial pause is like you kind of like look at yourself and like take a pause before you start talking.
No. I feel like
TikTok,
I do that on my stories a lot because like when you hold it down, like it kind of starts recording before you actually like notice that it's recording. So there's always like a little second.
Yeah,
that's so
but
true.
Like,
I
on
wonder
TikTok, you gotta get to the point really quick, or people are just gonna keep swiping.
Yeah. Or just trim the front up though.
Yeah,
I normally do trim the front up. I like in between each clip of like recording, I normally trim it, but sometimes I'm just like, fuck it, I just don't care. I'm posting this, and whoever wants to see it will see it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just don't care today. I don't have time to go and edit out my millennial pause.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, someone, I don't know who shared it, but I was like, oh my God, that's so me. I do.
I just saw something about it this weekend too.
Yeah. Kind of comes around.
That's funny. Okay, so today we're going to be talking all about body image, self-love, our journeys with like loving ourselves and our relationship with food, exercise, all of those things, and how we've gained confidence, especially like in the last few years. I feel like all three of us have gained a lot of confidence. And then maybe what we still need to improve on in life when it comes to loving ourselves and whatnot. I feel like when I was a child, I thought I was just like I had no insecurity whatsoever about myself or my body or the way that I looked whatsoever. Like
what age?
That's what I'm trying to think. I feel like the first time I felt like, oh, am I fat or like any type of thing like that was probably like 4th grade or maybe
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5th grade.
4th grade. I have a very clear memory of in 4th grade. I started a new school and I was waiting in line for lunch, and one of my like new friends turned around and grabbed my wrist, and she's like, oh my God, your wrist is so tiny. You're so skinny. And like I feel like from then on, I was just like so insecure about how small and skinny I am.
Yeah, it was like somebody brought up the way that you looked when before you never thought about that at all.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. I remember the first time I think like of my memory of like noticing my body was literally my sister. And no offense to my sister, because looking back on this, like it just makes me realize that she was also struggling with her own body, you know, like we're all just kind of going through it. But like I think I was in 4th grade or maybe 5th grade, and we were like sitting in the living room on my floor, and she said I was like sitting like this with my leg up against my chest, and like my thigh whatever comes out right
like
here,
the
like
skin.
Yeah, like my thigh
literally
skin or whatever. She's like, oh, like your leg's like fat right there, like that means that you're fat. And like now looking back, like obviously it's like literally my leg. Literally she probably got that because my brother was calling her fat or something. Like
how old was your sister?
She was 8 years older than me, so she was in like high school. So that makes sense. Like she's probably going through it the most of like dealing with your body insecurities.
Well, it's probably what they were saying in school to people.
Yeah, probably. But it kind of made me just realize, like looking back on it, like I only experienced other women around me talking negatively about their bodies. Like I really don't have any memory in middle school or high school about women talking about their bodies in a fond way. And like if I did hear a girl doing that, then she'd like be called a slut or like
you're shamed for being outwardly confident about your appearance.
Yeah.
And you feel shame, like you feel like you can't because people will think that you're a bitch or stuck up or something.
Yeah, stuck up. Yeah, that's definitely what it was.
You're so full of yourself
I
because
think
you have
a lot of
confidence.
mine was like in athletics, like just being like more muscular and like just noticing differences in other people. And then I feel like puberty was such an awkward time, and that's like when, you know, like your body's just like changing and you're like, what is this? Like,
yeah,
I was so insecure. I remember wearing like 3 sports bras, like just to be like, it was just like so uncomfortable. It
to
was just
have
like, that
bigger
was like the
boobs or
first,
to
no, to like,
to make your
to
boobs
like,
smaller to hide
yeah,
them.
yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
I just remember being so uncomfortable with like all of those different things happening. And
That's
like,
also so crazy because like everybody had, like, if you had boobs too early, you wanted them smaller. I didn't have boobs.
You want
so,
what
like,
you don't
in
have.
grade, I wore like 2 or 3 literally like push up bras. Like
I
on
had a
top of
friend
each
that did
other.
that.
Like
But
what the
overnight she had
frick?
huge boobs, but she was literally layering like 5 bras
That was
under her
literally
shirt.
me. That was me.
could like people tell?
I
We
don't
all
think
knew
so.
that my friend was doing it because she literally had A cups, and then all of a sudden she had like double D.
That is so
I mean, I'm
funny.
sure. I think I told people even, like I told my friends when I did it. But that's so weird that like your body insecurity, like it can be either way. You can feel too fat or too skinny or too big of boobs or too
Yeah.
small of boobs. Like there's literally no perfect place that you want to be.
No.
Yeah,
But that's the thing is like, I think that most people are like, it's like you almost like you're taught to like find all the like negatives. Like you just kind of like learn that from other people. And honestly, like even TV, like that was, I feel like on TV is like a lot of like, that was like what we were listening to, like in different shows.
I was watching
like,
America's Next Top Model.
yeah,
I was
exactly.
hearing
Same.
all those things.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
impossible not to think about your body in any situation.
It really is.
So I like had the opposite of Brittany because I was a gymnast, and everybody that I was with was short and muscular, like the gymnast body, like the toned muscular, and I was so tall and skinny, and I'm wearing like a freaking leotard and no shorts or anything every day and staring at myself in the mirror, and I hated it. And I was jealous of my little sister because she was short and she had like a 6-pack, and like I was just like tall and lean. Like I was not meant to be a gymnast, honestly.
Yeah.
And then you went into dance too, right?
Yeah, dance was much more my pace.
But dance is
isn't
like very
that like
intense
super
body.
critical of your body?
Not where I was dancing.
That's good.
But yeah, it can be. Like that's a big thing that they're talking about with dance moms now. I see on TikTok, like, which I think is ridiculous when you're 12 years old. You're not. Nope.
I know.
Probably 1% of the girls taking dance are going to be professional dancers. They don't need to have a certain body type. Like you're doing it for fun.
Yeah.
We're not at Juilliard right now. Like,
no,
it's sad. Do you remember like were your friends talking about bodies and stuff at that time? Like when do you remember like the girls and stuff starting to talk?
I think
or boys
high school.
even too. High school.
I think high school is like the biggest time. It
know.
was like freshman year. And on it here, actually, this is like a very vivid memory. So I played volleyball my freshman year, and we had to wear these like tight uniforms, like they're like long sleeve tight, and then obviously spandex. And so everyone was like, when they were handing out sizes and like we were putting them on and everything, like it was just like everyone was like comparing to each other, like the entire time.
Like the sizes. Oh, that's so sad.
It was
crazy.
It was bad. Because everyone's such different sizes, like, and it's great. Like you need all different types of people. And yeah, I just remember like that was a huge like, and no one was like, you look awesome. It was just like all like kind of everyone was like complaining about it instead of just like being ourselves.
Yeah, I remember we had uniforms in elementary school and middle school. So like I remember in probably 7th and 8th grade, girls started to get like American Eagle polos instead. And like those were so tight. Like they were the kinds that like really like slimmed in on your body. And like I felt just so fat. Like I don't even think I like fit in them necessarily, or maybe I did. I'm not really sure. But I got my shirts at Sears and my shirts. So like the other girls had like this like cute olive dark green, like a pretty shirt, and mine was like neon green, like so bright. And like that was my personality. Like that's what I wanted. But then once I saw other girls with theirs and like looking so like cute and like I don't know, it like made me feel horrible. And I starting in 7th grade, I remember I would like wear jackets every single day, like long sleeve jackets in like 90+ degree weather because I like just hated my arms. And I'm like, what the like why did I hate my arms? Like it's not like I was obese or like anything. It's like, why did I care that much? And I would like suck in my stomach all the time. Like I feel like in middle school and high school, my stomach was just like perpetually stuck.
Did you have
in.
a 6-pack from that?
No. I can roll my stomach though.
Oh my
I
god.
can belly dance. But yeah, like I just anytime I felt it like sticking out or something, I'd be like and like re-suck in my stomach or something because I felt like people would notice or
Yeah.
Wow.
just all the thoughts now where you're like, that's so dumb.
Do you know where that stems from? Like,
I think it's from hearing everybody, like from hearing other girls talk, like say that was bad and like hating on their own stomach. So I felt like if it wasn't a flat stomach, if I didn't have abs or whatever, then that was like bad, like that it wasn't good. And it's not even like I was just a little chubby in like 5th and 6th grade. Like it's not even like
normal.
I was even
That's when
I was
kids
normal. I was going through
start-
puberty.
Right.
Yeah, but to me it was like not okay. But like growing up, I mean, we did have like 100-calorie snacks and eat lean cuisines and like all of those things. Dietness was always around in my life.
That's crazy because like growing up in sports and stuff and dance with girls, like all girls, I don't have any memories of that stuff affecting me or maybe I don't even have any memories of girls complaining about their weight or their body.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very good. I mean, that's really good. I'm thinking now maybe it's because I like boys. Because the boys would make comments and stuff like to say that they like girls' boobs or things like that. So then I wanted bigger boobs.
I mean, yeah, everybody wanted boobs in like 7th and 8th grade, but like other than that, like I don't know, I didn't hear boys saying that girls were fat or anything. I don't have any memories of that.
I think one thing I am like super grateful for is like my mom was like always very like health conscious, but not in like a bad way. I don't think. I mean, I guess we did like the only bad thing was probably just like labeling food as like good food and bad food, but it was more just like she always just like had like very balanced meals. Like from like kindergarten, we would have like a chef salad with like, you know, like I remember it was like cheese, ham, like carrots, tomatoes, cucumbers, like on a salad. Like, and we would come home from school and that was like what we would eat.
Oh wow.
Or like she would like pack those different things. So it was like all just kind of like teaching us like how to build like a healthy meal and like having healthy meals.
That's cool. Like amazing.
Like, yeah. And I feel really grateful because it was kind of like a default thing for me. But that is like also a huge downfall is like people in elementary school would like make fun of me and my sisters like lunches because we would have like really
jealous.
Food.
They were
obviously
jealous. Yeah.
And it
they're
was
like,
just
I got my
shitty.
Space brownie. Like I want your night.
You like never had like any
the cosmic brownie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever even eaten a cosmic brownie.
Oh my god, you're missing out.
Yeah.
My mom never had time to pack me a lunch, so I was always
What did you eat? Like hot lunch?
Yeah, like pizza and a cookie.
We like had to start making our lunches like probably like in 3rd grade or something. But she would like, you know, have all the right foods for us to like make our lunches with.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's why I don't want to make it seem like my sister and my mom like they didn't ever make me feel specifically like my mom is my number one supporter in life of like she constantly tells me I'm beautiful and that I'm like the most amazing person to ever grace this planet. Like she's always made me feel that way. But I think watching it in the way that they acted made it
media
worse. And my sister's 8 years older than me. So like it was like they were older and I was like witnessing what women like did. Like I would have lean cuisines for lunch. Like my mom would pack me in my thermos. Like I would like have a hot lunch of like lean cuisines and like the 100-calorie snacks and like.
And that shit probably isn't even good.
It's
for
not
you
even
anyway,
good for you. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't ever learn like the balanced meals and stuff. And I'm like an extremely picky eater. So like I didn't like I had broccoli like and carrots and stuff. Like I'm just am now trying like other vegetables and like actually eating kind of real food. Which is
it's so weird. I think now that I've like seen people like have kids or like people share kind of things on the internet, it's crazy what kids pick up. Like things that you don't even think they would even notice or care about. Like you see them mimicking it, like either in conversation or like in actions, and you're like, oh, like they're just sponges. They like absorb everything. So like no matter how hard our parents would try to like hide things that they're going through, like it was probably really hard for them.
Yeah, and my mom never had body image issues. Like there was no stigma around like weight or any. I mean, we are just like really lucky genetically. So maybe that's another reason why I've never really felt.
Yeah, but then you had the opposite side where you felt insecure for being skinny.
Yeah, right? But like that's so much better than like thinking that my arms are fat. Like I would rather, because it's more culturally accepted. Even though I couldn't fit into the clothes that the girls that I was going to school with were wearing because I was too skinny. And
that's hard though.
I literally I always had goals of gaining weight. Like I would try to eat as much food as I could so that I could gain weight, and I would never gain weight. But it just doesn't.
When did you start like trying to do that? Was that like a high school thing?
No, younger than that. Well, like
really?
When I was in 7th grade, I started going to school with like a bunch of rich girls that had everything, like all the Abercrombie clothes, all of the like Lucky jeans and stuff. And like I remember I did not fit into any of those jeans that they were wearing, like True Religion and Miss Me and all those things.
The True Religion jeans were such a vibe.
And like those jeans kind of started a size 24, 25. I needed a 22 and they were still baggy on me. So like I couldn't be cool and wear the clothes that they were wearing.
No, luckily, that's sad. That like,
Abercrombie Kids was my like lifesaver in middle
I forgot
school.
they did that.
Oh, I loved Abercrombie Kids, but like so I feel like you just, no matter your size or weight, you want what you don't have, you know.
But it's so crazy, like
it's
even
hard
before...
to just be content.
Yeah, but like it's crazy that even before high school you were thinking of adjusting your food and stuff. Like so was I also. But like if right now we picture an 11-year-old girl, like the thought of 11-year-old girl like trying to diet or change what they're eating at all to like look a certain way is so crazy.
Yeah, but it's so common.
I just like read something too that like girls are getting hit with puberty like it's way younger earlier now.
Yeah,
that scares me.
They're thinking of like, I think they were talking about like renaming it almost as just like a second childhood instead of like, because oftentimes, you know, puberty is like a significant
then it's you're becoming a woman,
womanhood and like changing in that way. But because it's happening earlier, they're like trying to like almost rethink about it as just like a second part of childhood. Because
I like that,
which I think is great, because that's like, I think it's funny because I think I've shared this before on the podcast that like I always wanted to be older. Like I never was like happy being like my age. Like I was like, I'm ready to grow up.
Yeah.
And so, but it's funny because I also like when I hit puberty, I was like terrified. I was like, I don't want to be a woman. Like I'm not ready for that. Like that's just
I know.
Dude, do you know how old you were? Do you remember?
Yeah, like it started like 5th grade.
Oh, I started in 8th grade.
Me too.
Yeah. I think most people started in like 5th grade and 6th grade.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends.
That sounds so
I was, like,
young.
One of the last ones. Now people are starting in literally 2nd grade. Like I think 9 is like, I don't know if it's the average age or.
Are you kidding me? Holy shit.
Yeah, so that's like that makes a lot of sense.
Are they gonna? I wonder if they'll go through menopause earlier. Like
that's so fucking.
I have no idea, but are they gonna run out of?
That's actually such a good question, though.
You would run out of eggs sooner if it starts sooner, no?
That's like, yeah. I think that's, well,
Handmaid's Tale is happening. We're gonna be infertile.
I
I already think I'm
know.
infertile.
But that's okay. Just like thinking ahead, like if they start that young, that like it would almost be like automatic that everyone would like have to freeze their eggs at
Yeah,
like
that's what I was
22.
just thinking. Like,
Because like, but like the more and more we progress, like everyone's gonna have a career. Like they're not gonna like not work, or most people are not gonna not work.
and it's very weird that our bodies are like, okay, you're 15, like now's your ideal age
Right.
to start having kids. And
Why haven't we evolved more past that?
Yeah, why is it going? You would think it would be later.
That makes
I think,
absolutely
like,
no sense.
There's like so many different like epigenetic things that are happening, like turning off genes and turning on genes. So I wonder if those things are just getting passed
Freaky.
down like to more and more people.
That is freaky.
It's kind of terrifying. But yeah, I definitely like rejected like my body as a whole, like in that sense.
Once you started
Or,
your
like,
period.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But then I
feel
guess
like
it was
that's
like
such a
after
common
more and more
thing.
people like went through the same thing, then I was like, okay,
yes. Once
this
it
is, like,
becomes
fine.
normal and everybody's, it's like you just want
Talking
to be
about
like
it.
everybody else always.
Yeah.
And when your weights are different from everybody else and your period's different and your boobs are different, like you just want to fit in and be the same as everyone. So like once it's normal, you feel better about it.
Yeah. And then you can like have conversations about different
Yeah,
things too.
you can relate to each other.
Yeah.
I felt like that helped once we could all, me and my friends started talking about it, but also we kind of like, it kind of was toxic, I think, a lot, or like especially with Tumblr. Like we would always like, there was just a lot on Tumblr that was very dark, like the thigh gap things. Like we would like repost or like be looking at pictures of girls that were like just very unhealthily thin, like that definitely had eating disorders and stuff, and being like, I want to be this. Like
I was older in that era, but that thigh gap shit actually made me hate my body as well.
Really?
Because there's no way, like I'm skinny, but my thighs are big. Like there's no way I could ever have a thigh gap. And so I just started seeing my thighs as like massive.
Me too.
Yeah, same.
I literally did the same thing. I remember in 5th grade, I think that's when I was like, I remember sitting down in shorts and just seeing my legs just like
touched together
because they're fucking normal. Like I have like muscular great legs. Like there was never anything wrong with my legs. They were always just like muscular. But because of like how my hips are and everything, like no way in hell I'll ever have a thigh gap.
Same.
Most people can't. I don't think.
No, I know.
Probably like 90% of the population doesn't just have a thigh gap.
And then with skinny jeans being the trend, it's just like accentuating your curves.
That's like, I remember like seeing pictures of myself in like playing volleyball in spandex, and being like, oh, my legs actually look skinny. And like then looking back 10 years from now, like 10 years later and looking at those same pictures, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah, you're like, you're a little girl. Like, yeah. So then after like the Tumblr thing, that became like, then it was like a mission to like not eat and stuff. Like then we all downloaded MyFitnessPal probably in 8th grade or freshman year. Like I was like, for sure the aim, I remember it was 1100 calories was like in freshman year, sophomore year. It was like I would not go over that. Like I would eat like one meal a day. That was my thing. I was like, I'm gonna have just one meal a day. So like literally in like junior year, I remember I'd like order a pizza and like then I would just eat the whole pizza probably, but that was all I ate the whole day. Like it was just the most unhealthy like relationship with food, where I'd either like completely starve myself and then like binge out and eat like all the fast food or just not eat.
Yeah. I had a couple different times in high school where like I was just what is it called? Like I think it's like orthorexia versus anorexia.
What is
I don't know the difference. I think orthorexia is more focused on like working out.
Yeah.
But like it was
obsession with working out.
Yeah, let me look it up.
I wish I had that.
Unhealthy focus on eating in a healthy way. This is what I have. This is why it's so fucking weird. Because it's almost orthorexia like is unhealthy focus on eating in a healthy way. I was obsessed with like eating really, really, really healthy.
And was it because you were worried about getting like hypochondria type of thing? Like I don't want to be unhealthy. I want to live forever type of mentality, or
it was more the only way I could control thing. Like the way like I felt I could control things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would like focus on. Is like if I couldn't control other things in my life, like I would just focus on eating really, really healthy and like working out.
What age did you say that was?
I think it was like sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
But it was like, but like no one, my mom definitely like made comments. She was like, "You're really skinny. Like I can feel your ribs on your back." But I'd be like, "No, like I'm healthy. I'm fine. I'm like just eating right."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like enjoying working out. But I would like run like 5 miles after like doing that control all day. So
wow.
Yeah, that's like my mom would say like similar things, or she'd be like like if you don't eat, that'll just make you hold on to the weight more. Like you're doing the opposite of what you're thinking you're doing, but not
when you're
eating and
young,
stuff.
you know more than your parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't know, Mom. You don't go to my school. This is what the girls are doing, and it's working. They have thigh gaps, Mom.
Yeah, no, literally. And when all your friends are doing it, like you feel like that's just the correct thing to do.
Yeah.
And the worst part though is that you start getting validation for it.
Yeah.
You look so good in that picture. You look so skinny. You look so fit. You look so skinny. Like all those sorts of comments. It's like.
But do you guys ever actually remember feeling like liking your body at that time? Because I feel like in high school, I don't know, like actual size differences if I was bigger than or smaller than, or literally, I have no idea. But like even when I was like the smallest or whatever, I just didn't like I hated myself more.
It was
never like reaching a place where I was like, okay, I'm good now.
I've never liked my body until like now.
Yeah, same.
There's always something, my boobs are too big, my boobs are too small, my torso's too long. I hated how long my torso was. I still kind of don't like it, but I mean, I've found the right clothing to like make it look
That's
good.
Like, I think the other thing too is that like we were also focused on like fitting in the right clothes instead of finding the clothes that fit our bodies. And I wish I would have
just wanted to wear what everybody else was wearing. And when girls were wearing low-rise jeans that were just above their vagina and then tank tops that you pulled down to the end of your butt, that does not look good on someone with a long torso, let me tell you that.
No. That's so true.
I remember my jeans were like this, like the zipper was like this big.
Yes, it's insane. I just saw Victoria Paris put on a vintage pair of low-rise jeans, and she was talking about how low they are. The zipper was like this big, and I was like, dude, that's the jeans that I wore every single day in high school. The zipper was that big. Like that's how it was back then.
I was after low rise. I think even like in 8th grade, we had the Hollister high rise skinny jeans.
Seriously?
Wow.
Yeah. But we had the little Hollister shorts. Like they were still so freaking short. Like my butt hanging out.
Imagine how short the shorts were when they were low rise. They're about this big.
Yeah.
I wish I had a pair that oh my God. It's insane now to think about how freaking low they were.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
That would have probably changed so much. And I remember, because I went to London, I forgot what year it was, probably like 8th grade. And I like got a pair of jeans in London. I just felt like so fucking cool and they were like flare leg and like low rise. And it was just like, oh yeah, I've made it.
Kiss. Yeah.
That's funny.
That is so funny.
Oh, and they would drag on the ground. You remember like,
oh my God, yes. And if it would rain at school, and then
like the bottom of your jeans would just like
it would just
ripped.
be soaked. Yes.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, that was like the norm.
Yeah, weird. Okay, guys, we are pausing the conversation here, and we will be coming back for part 2 next Tuesday. So make sure you tune in next week to hear the rest of the conversation.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.